In the previous exercises, we have played with numbers, we have introduced ourselves to variables, we've done some basic things with mutable and immutable variables. This time we're going to be playing with variables. So that's why we have a new code base here. And what we're going to be doing is creating some variable age, assigning the value 21. If you know this Return Drake and 21 Savage song that it's ringing in my head right now. Right. So we have let age equals 21. And first of all, we're going to say we'll be playing with 21 and age, but let's remove 21 from here. Now, immediately there is an error showing here, type annotations needed. When we talk of type annotations, this is a type annotation. What we are saying is an annotation is some sort of a descriptor or some sort of a decoration on a variable or a function or a structure. But let's take the variables right now. Some sort of a decoration on a variable, because this actually it looks cool, different from other languages. It looks nice. What we are saying is age is i32. We are making sure that age takes only i32 values. So if it's not initialize a variable, you need to provide a type annotation for it. Rust needs some way to know that this value means this, because when you say let age, what happens is we are asking Rust to provide us some section of memory. When we're talking of some section of memory, this refers to that. This is an i32. When we say age is i32, there's going to be a specific amount of memory reserved to store any value within the range of i32. We're going to talk about these ranges later, but for now, let's stick to this. So if you do not state that this is the amount of memory you want to reserve for it, it causes a problem, because Rust emphasizes a lot on memory safety. So by stating that this is an i32, we can run our program. What did it say? Unused variable age. You're reserving a section of memory and you haven't even used it. What's the point? Rust asking us this question. So what is some help that it gives us? If this is intentional, prefix it with an underscore age. So this is an example of an uninitialized variable. With an uninitialized variable, you cannot try to use it in a statement like this: age equals, you say age. This is dangerous. This is a problem, because using binding age isn't initialized. Used binding age isn't initialized. Age used here, but it isn't initialized. That's because there's no value assigned to it. Our problem gets solved immediately. We say 21, right? Let's remove 21 and talk a bit more on this. Okay, so on running this, let's look at this error again. If this is intentional, prefix it with an underscore age. There is something we can do with variables anytime that we find this warning. Maybe you have just created a variable, you don't want to initialize it yet, you don't want to use it yet. Let's allow that, right? We introduce an underscore before age. That immediately takes the error away. Sorry, not the error, the warning away. So we can close this and let's run this. Compiled with no warnings. Now what does this mean? This means I don't care what this is. I don't care what gets assigned to this. I don't want you to care either. So we call this a don't care symbol, and that's the leading underscore. Now when you state it this way, what you have told Rust is, I want you to allow me to create a variable without assigning any value, and that way it compiles without any issues. So if you want to do this, you can just introduce a leading underscore to the variable. In other languages, you've used them to represent properties that are private. You use them to represent properties you don't want to change values of. But in Rust, this means we don't care if this is assigned or not. However, let's remove the type annotation. We see that it still gives us an error. So the type annotations are needed regardless of if we care or not. With that said, Let's now work a bit with let age equals 21. No. And let's make age mutable so we can change it, right? Let's say age equals true. Immediately a problem. A type of bool representing logical true. We cannot assign booleans to integers. That's what we have to try to do. True to i32, bool to i32. It's not valid. So this is an inconsistency. Rust does not allow you to change the type or to change the kind of values you can store in a variable this way. So if we have said age is i32, if we have said age on i32, we can only store i32 in age. Now this is actually safe because you have reserved some portion of memory to store whatever you want to store in age. You shouldn't be able to change that carelessly. However, you can reassign age by introducing a let keyword in front of it. Funny, right? Let is what we call a reinitialization or an initialization keyword. So this way, everything we have done here is safe. You can use age up here. Let's copy this. You can still use age down here. I'm printing this. First, age is 21. Second, age is true. From what you can see here. So if we want to reassign a certain variable, we want to change the type, if we want to make it contain different values, just introduce the let keyword to that variable again and assign it whatever value you want. You can even assign it a string. You have no problems. On running this, we have 21 and we have Eric Kanye. Perfect. So with that said, what we have seen here is the type consistency in assignment of variables is followed in Rust. You must be consistent with the kind of values you assign to age. You cannot assign 21 to age and assign age equals 1.0 after that, because 1.0 is an F64 floating point number, while age is an integer. So that said, we are going to say we have completed a bit of playing with variables. We have seen how we can reassign various types to variables. We can initialize them and we can modify them. Now let's look a bit at one final thing. We have a very fancy thing we've done in other programming languages which may be new to some of us, but let's try it out here. We say let age let mute age be equal to 0, and let's print the value of age. So far okay. Now you may come below here and say you want to increase age next year, and you say age should be equal to age plus 1, right? And let's print age again. Okay, so let's break this down. Age is 0, right? We print age, so we expect to see 0 here. Next we say age should be age plus 1, and we print age. Now what do you expect that should happen here? When we're reading expressions in Rust, we read them this way. So this is an example of an expression. What are we doing? We are adding age to 1 and we are storing the result of this here. So what happens? 0 plus 1, which is 1, gives us 1 as the value of age here. And so when we print this, we should expect to see 1. So let's call this first and let's call this second. So we are following, we are somehow able to track what we're doing. Next thing, we are reassigning age to what? Age plus 1. So age should already be 1 here. 1 plus 1, 2. We assign that to age. Age becomes 2. Let's run that. 0. Then the first time we modify is 1. The second time we modify 2. However, we can do assignment arithmetic operations. We have seen arithmetic operations like 1 plus 1, 1 minus 1, and so on. Let's play with this now. Instead of saying h equals 1, h plus 1, we could say h plus plus, right? Change that. From this, we should also comment this out. And let's say h plus plus, right? So with that said, what we are saying is, oh sorry, this is not Java. We say h plus equals 1, mistake. So with that, we are now saying that we want to modify h using this method, but in a shorter way. So this simply means h equals h plus 1, right? Another example is the subtraction operation, where we say h equals h minus 1. Another example of an assignment operator in h is subtraction. So we can simply say h minus plus 1. So this is similar to a programming language like Go, which we're going to be dealing in another series, and that's the reason why I was introducing plus plus. Sometimes your mind gets confused between two languages and start talking about them. Anyway, so h minus equals 1. We can also do the same for division, for multiplication. H that equals 1 and h division equals 2. So what this means is h is equal to h divided by 2, and this is h equals h times 1, right? So we are simply saying take this variable, do this operation between this variable and the value here, and assign it back to this variable. That said, we've been able to play a bit with some of these operations, and from what we have written here, we expect that the final value of h here should be, first of all, increase the value of h so it becomes 1. Here we decrease it, it goes back to 0. So we should have a 0 1 0 0 1 0, right? So as a challenge, create another file, or you could play this in some other terminal. You could duplicate this exercise and try to play with these other assignment operators, multiplication and division. Now we have somehow done some basic things with variables. The next thing we're working on is booleans, right? But before we go into booleans, let's talk some more on data types. However, I'll be ending this video here because it's already getting too long. So see you in the next videos, guys. We're going to be talking on data types, and we're going to explore more basic data types in Rust. Thank you very much. Take care.